Mr Deputy Speaker, in the words of one RSPCA farm livestock officer who monitors Freedom Food approved abattoirs and has many years of experience of viewing practices and assessing compliance both before and after CCTV, has said, in my opinion, it has improved animal welfare considerably. Mr Deputy Speaker, the slaughter industry has not made a good name for itself. In recent years, the media has reported on the deliberate adulteration of meat products with horse meat and the scandalously high levels of Campylobacter in chicken, the theft of firearms from slaughterhouses, even the use of a captive bolt gun to commit a murder. And a number of abattoir workers have been killed or seriously harmed at work, sometimes through misuse of equipment, poor training, or just because they were acting stupidly and irresponsibly. Add to this the repeated revelations of cruelty to animals, Mr Deputy Speaker, and it is clear that there needs to be far better monitoring. The supermarkets have already taken decisive action. All of the major chains, Tesco's, Asda, Sainsbury's, The Cooperative, Morrison's, Marks and Spencer's, Lidl, Aldi, Waitrose and Iceland, as well as the wholesale Booker, now insist that their slaughterhouse suppliers have CCTV installed. This so-called voluntary scheme has led to a significant increase in the number of slaughterhouses that now have CCTV. The latest Food Standards Agency figures suggest that 19% of red meat slaughterhouses have CCTV, which accounts for around 48% of red meat volume, and 29% of white meat slaughterhouses, which accounts for about 59% of poultry meat volume. While this is a positive step, a voluntary scheme has its obvious limitations. Not everyone will install cameras, and, as was noted by the FSA board member, it is likely that those who resist installing CCTV are the most in need of additional regulation and scrutiny. Mr Deputy Speaker, there seems to be just three arguments put forward against implementation of these much-needed measures. The first is that because CCTV cameras were already in one of the slaughterhouses filmed by Animal Aid, this shows they don't work. To which I would reply, Mr Deputy Speaker, that of course poorly sighted cameras with no monitoring of the footage won't work. The answer is ensuring cameras are in the right place and that recordings are kept, as I was mentioning a few moments ago, for a significant period, so an independent body whose priority is the protection of animals gets to select random or appropriate sections. There is no argument that anyone should view the recordings in their entirety, but clearly that would be impractical and an onerous task. The second argument against that I've heard is that veterinary surveys show the same level of compliance in slaughterhouses that have cameras than those that don't. However, we know from investigations that vets do not see the commonplace abuse that takes place in slaughterhouses. So how can they report any degree of accuracy on the levels of compliance? The answer is simply that they can't. This exact problem was highlighted again recently when the official number of recorded misdones in slaughterhouses was made public. Vets in slaughterhouses record their cases where the animals were not done properly, and at the end of the year, these figures are counted up. Mr Deputy Speaker, in 2009, those veterinary figures said that there were just 5 misdones of pigs across the whole country for the entire year. But in 2009, Animal Aid had placed hidden cameras inside 3 slaughterhouses, one of which misdone more than 99% of the pigs, while another misdone more than 10% of them. And in 2010, those veterinary figures once again suggested that there were just 5 misdones of pigs across the whole country for the entire year, whilst Secret Recordings has measured 762 misdone pigs in a single slaughterhouse in just 3 days. It is clear vets do not see what is happening, which is why we need independently monitored CCTV. And finally, we come to the cost, as the honourable gentleman was mentioning. The cost of CCTV installation is not prohibitive. Just a few £100s for the smaller slaughterhouses to £2,000 to £3,000 for the larger ones. And supermarkets report no resistance to their request that slaughterhouse suppliers install cameras. While these one-off costs are low, there are various funding options that could be explored. These include individual slaughterhouses funding their own cameras, to the industry funding them, to government making available loans or grants. Whilst money at the Department for the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs is understandably limited, DEFRA gave between 2011 and 2014 more than £900,000 in funding to slaughterhouses through the Rural Development Programme for England. And this sum would sufficiently pay for CCTV installation in every slaughterhouse in England that doesn't currently have it. In any case, there could be phase-in times and derogations for the very smallest slaughterhouses to help facilitate this change. In terms of the cost of independent monitoring of the recording, again, there are options to be explored, but it should be remembered that the taxpayer is already paying somewhere in the region of £30 million a year to regulate slaughterhouses, and in terms of animal protection at least, this money is clearly not working. Much better then to re-evaluate the system and use those millions to ensure that animal welfare laws are upheld. To conclude, Mr Deputy Speaker, CCTV is a practical, sensible and proportionate response to a serious, widespread problem. It won't stop the suffering inside slaughterhouses, but it will deter gross acts of violence that are all too commonly recorded, and help vets advise and retrain, as well as help the Food Standards Agency clamp down on law breaking by providing evidence for prosecutions should they be necessary. As its obvious benefits are becoming more widely known, so is support for CCTV in slaughterhouses being made mandatory. More than 170 honourable and right honourable members in this place have signalled their support for it, while a YouGov poll last year of British adults found that 76% support mandatory CCTV for slaughterhouses with independent monitoring. And I note that there is a number 10 Downing Street petition in support of this measure, which has now attracted in excess of 80,000 signatures. So, Mr Deputy Speaker, I believe this will be an issue this House will come back to debate in the very near future.